Guten Morgen, everyone, especially Mama in Alabama. Hi. I am Lisa Fry, the Catholic unschooler, homeschooler, all around schooler. That's a different melody there, but so I am excited because I got up a little early. Whoa. And when I mean early, it was like 8:30. Whoa. Ghostly? She's awake too. Did you see her? Did you see that? So why am I excited about that? Because I have been sleeping in a lot later. And even if I am awake, a lot of times I'm awake, but I'm on the couch, you see? And a lot of that has to do with not wanting to face the day. It's like this dreadful, ever since I lost my husband, I've just, of course, it's not like I lay in bed or the couch and I don't want to function, because I do. I function during the day, right? So if you've lost a spouse or you're feeling depressed at all in any way, I just want you to, see my feelings so that maybe it'll help you. But I'm walking around and I'm always like, oh my gosh, like what? Because I've had floods in the kitchen, so I'm always looking. I hear these noises. This morning I'm going around the house trying to solve a problem. I'm trying to listen. It might be my heating system. It's brand new. I hear like this. It's almost deafening. It's so low. I'm not sure anybody could hear it, but it hurts my ears. And I went all the way upstairs, every room, quietly, outside. I hear it every room, not the basement. I don't hear it. I'll have to go in the attic to hear it. Ever since I shut the heating system off, I hear it very, very much lower. So I don't know what that's all about. But, so to be the only person, so here's what's happening. I got up. My sister left yesterday. She used to live with me, and my nephew, her son. And it's funny because right before she told me she was about to leave, or she was going to leave, that I felt the stirring in my heart, right? This desire, if you will, that I want to be alone with my children. No, it had nothing to do with her, really. It was just like I felt just ready. So I was telling people like that were coming to my house, could you please like make it a little later or another time, and so therefore I could tell that and this is a big deal because I just always wanted everybody around me, like constantly. I'd be walking around the store at Home Depot. I had Brother James, who fixed my house, who was a religious person. I had my children, I had my mother, and we're all walking, and they're all walking around me. And I was just like, oh God, thank you so much. I feel so blessed. Or if I had one of my sons, I only have one son. If I had my son's friends over, I felt safe. If I had the contractors here, I would feel safe. It was always like, oh, thank you, God. But now, I have to be at church every day, like every day, at least for an hour or two. And now, I feel like, okay, I just had to, I don't go there every day anymore. And I just kind of want everybody to stay at bay for now. Not forever, but for now. And I feel like I just want to be like I was when Stephen Fry was here. And that's cute. I used to call him Mr. Fry all the time. I'd be like, hey, Mr. Fry. Or I call him Daddy. So I'm just telling you this again. And I know for those of you that have watched me that I'm repeating myself because I need to know, like, I don't know who's new here. So that's the Catholic side, right, of things. I have to do laundry, so actually I can't. Let me carry this downstairs and then I'll get back to you. But I want to finish my story. So getting up early is something brand new. Let me show you my room. Let me show you my cards first. I thought this was beautiful. Look at all the cards we received this year. And I just thought that was just so beautiful. I mean, right? Isn't that lovely? So what I'm about to show you is this room literally had nothing in it. You never get to really see this room. I might be able to keep it. It's like an armoire, but it's not. And so when I call these people for the agencies for the disabled to come, See, you know when she just got done moving, that's why everything's everywhere. So she's gonna come back and grab all the little doodads. So, but before she does it, I'm gonna fix it myself for her. And yeah, so this is our playroom slash music room. So this used to be my bookshelf, and I know it's kind of dark in here. Maybe I can turn on the light. This beautiful window was a bay window at one time. It went out, and I used to put all the Christmas decorations there. If you go back into my in my videos, you'll see how I decorated it for Christmas. It was beautiful. So now, do you guys see what happened here? I'm trying to turn the light on for you. It's not happening. I don't want the fan on. I'm trying to get this thing going. No, I don't want the fan. I just want the light. What? Wait a minute. What is going on? I don't understand. Anyway, that's got to go. So the story is, I don't know if you guys can see this. Right above the window, there's paint missing. So I just called Sherwin-Williams, and the funny thing is that this wall is green. You can't really see it right now because my light is not cooperating. But see, look at all this. It's horrifying. I had nothing in here. Literally, I had nothing in here at all. But what I was telling you, everything else is hers, you know. But that green, it's funny. I painted this, right? And you can see it now. What happened was I did not have the color that I could see anywhere, but only in my mind, what I wanted. And I colored at one time all the framework like a very light green. They're all white right now. So I'm saying, I don't know what the color is. I kept looking around at different things. One day, Seth, my son, he was about maybe 2 or 3, and he's running around. He comes down the stairs in his pajamas, and I was like, there they are. His pajama pants were this color. And so now they don't have the color in their system anymore. They hold it for 10 years, but they had it in the computer as pajama green. Isn't that funny? We named it that. So I have to go back there and get a little can of paint because I got to finish that. And I just bought curtains, darkening ones and thermal ones. And I only paid, the lady was like, the cashier was like, these are like $179 worth. And I was like, what? So I went on the computer. If it's the correct one, they're about $40 each. What the heck? Hold on a second. This is weirding me out. Okay, the light was flickering. So the thing is, see, it's like now that I'm by myself, I'm like, okay, I gotta check out everything. I mean, I would have done that anyway, but it's like nerve-wracking now. So if it's the correct one, I only paid $18. See, I can hear that noise again. Yes, I can hear it. It's not the heating system. The only thing I could think of is I have a system in the front yard that pumps all of our water up to the main road. I don't know if that's it or not, but it's something within the house. I don't know what it could be. I saved $62 if my calculations are correct and my investigations, and I only paid $18 for them. I waited for the sale. I had all kinds of Kohl's rewards, and I'm just so excited. So this room, what's going to happen is I'm going to get it all nice, and then I'm going to invite the respite care folks to come in, which means, like as I was saying before, if you were taking care of disabled folks, you wanted to go away, you couldn't take them with you for some reason, and you needed someone to take care of them, you would call me. And so that's what I'm going to do here. And it's on a temporary basis, right? So somebody might only need me for a night. They might need me for up to a month, okay? I believe it's no more than that. So that will get us used to doing this. And I'm looking for independent folks for the most part. And yeah, so we want to be super frugal. We want to pay off all our debts if you have any. And so this is a great way of doing that. And then one day, perhaps, if necessary, we'll put a wall here and make 2 bedrooms. out of it, you see? And that will be on a permanent basis. Although, I wonder if you could do respite care with 2 people. I don't know. That's a good question. But anyway, for now, it'll be at least 1. All right, so... Oh, yeah, so now I want to tell you, right now I got Saint Bernadette on. It's such a great movie. On YouTube, look up Saint Bernadette. It's awesome. All right, let me take you down the stairs now that I've talked your ear off. And let's do some laundry. Here's our sub pump. And it's going now. And I just heard it a little while ago. Remember that noise? I said, I hear it. And now it's working. So I don't know if it's related. Because I don't hear anything off my furnace. This is such a noise. This thing used to not hold to all of this. I got a new pump. And it used to come out of the hole. Because the other one that we had in there was not strong enough. Could you imagine? Me and Mr. Fry, we had to come down here every 15 minutes, hook up a different pump, sweep it all. Oh my Lord, it was horrible. But this one here, Brother James installed for me. So I'm about to do laundry, and this is my homemade soap. Okay? Line it all up over here. Usually it's about 13 gallons, right? These are empty over here. So here it is. I put a little like that. So this noise is driving me crazy. Sorry about all the glare, but that is a window. If you know anything about like what, it almost sounds like an electrical current, kind of like, you know, and I've investigated everything except the attics, which I will do. I do hear it in the basement. I don't know what it could be. But anyway, so right now I am getting my sister's clothing in a bag because she's got to get it out of here too. I miss her. I miss my nephew. I miss Crash, the dog. Anyway, so when it comes to, I saw the ghostly. Was that my imagination? Did you see her too? I think she wants to do laundry. But the thing is, now, so I've had this desire to want to be alone with the kids and try to return our lives back to our old selves 100% as much as we can. God is definitely transforming my heart, let me tell you, because like I said, I had to be around people all the time. Or if I wasn't around people, I had to go run to God constantly. And if I wasn't doing those 2 things, I was outside walking for about an hour or 2 with such anxiety that I felt like I couldn't walk long enough to get rid of it. Does that make sense? So, and all of those were very great coping mechanisms, to have people around to visit God and to sit before him and read and internalize all of that and to go for walks. So whatever you need to do, you know, and keep on, as you're doing all that, keep striving to try to find peace, right? You're not just running, right, for the sake of feeling good. You're running, but you're always allowing yourself little spurts of whatever it is that, so if I needed to be around people, or if I needed constant noise, right, to block everything out, because I was afraid to think, right, what's going to happen to us in the future, or what's, you know, what about Mr. Fry? Where is he? And I miss him and all that. It's just, it's terrifying. So, try in the midst of all that, if you hear a calling for you to shut down the noise just for a minute, do it, because it's good practice. I remember when I was trying to, you know, like I said, always have noise and people. And I felt like, oh my gosh, like there's no, because everybody was calling us like all the time. The support that God allowed people to call us all the time. I'm always looking around like, what else do I have to fix? You know, was awesome. And people were always calling me. So one day I remember sitting in my living room, it was at night, and I remember thinking, okay, maybe I should call somebody right now because nobody's calling. And I went, wait a minute, Lisa. No one's calling because God is allowing this to happen to you. So let it flow. And I would spend like 15 minutes without talking to anybody. And then I'd have to like call somebody, you know? But yeah, there was always people available. There were always people available. And so now it's like I mean, you'd think like I was a different person. It's like I don't date anybody. I haven't. Um, we do know that I'm looking forward though to something going on with a certain person. However, whatever. Hey, however, whatever. So the thing is, I am on this mission of just being alone with my kids, occasional visiting, um, waking up earlier now, you see, and that's what I used to always do. I used to always wake up early, feed all the animals outside, and make my house a home before the kitties woke up. And oh yeah, so the other thing is that as far as the unschooling part is, I actually signed up my son with a public school online. And we could still consider it unschooling. They don't understand this, but I left it up to him to decide which direction, with all the guidance in the world, with all the suggestions and all the different options, and with his feelings too. I would find what it is that suited him and his desires. So his desire was to go to school. We tried that. That didn't work out. And so I sent him there for 2 weeks. And then now I have him on the end of this month, January. He will be on the computer for 6 hours a day. I said, you're really sure you want to do that? So because it's his decision, it technically really does fall under the unschooling part, even though he is being schooled. Does that make sense? Probably not, but I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, and so he will be doing that. He's such a go-getter. Like he's so focused. He's so disciplined. He sets his own. Now listen, all I could say is this. I was talking to my girlfriend last night, and we were talking about how, my son is my perfect example of not being worried, right? So I was always nervous. Like he would always get the blame for everything because he was just not cooperating and doing the right things in life. Bothering people is what I mean. And so I just kept saying to myself, the reason why he must be getting so much heat and acting out is because he must have a really great calling on his life, because that's what happens. A lot of the saints that I read about, and now, now that they're at some point in their life, they turned around, right? So I'm doing, I guess this is all about talking instead of just doing, right? With you. It's hard to, I don't have a tripod, so it's hard for me to do that and function at the same time. But so that's the thing, is I always felt like he had this calling on his life to do something really big. And now that he's 15, all of a sudden, see, so now after his father passed away, which I hate to say, he started to get worse. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a statistic. I'm going to be the single parent where my kids are rebelling, and we're going to be like, always like, people are going to point to us and go, oh, look at them, and those poor people, and all this tragedy with their kids now. And it's like, oh my gosh. So I prayed. That's all I could say. And I just kept loving. And let me tell you, he came right out of it, man. It's like he's a new person. One day he said to me, I am the man of this family now. That's what he said to me. He came up to me and he said that. When he was a little boy, he said, off into space, he goes, how am I going to take care of a family? It was like a real thought of his. And so he's always been this go-getter, right? So now at 15, he sets his alarm clock, right? Now, a lot of teenagers, they like to sleep till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? So he likes to set his alarm clock anywhere between 7:30 and 9, and he gets up, he makes breakfast. I always tell him, include your prayers, and he works out. He will do his math. He's big time on math. He's a real mathematician. He really is. And he's so disciplined. He kept saying to me, Mama, you got to get up earlier. You got to go to bed earlier. I was out last night at Michelle's house, my friend who has 8 kids. And he kept saying to me, Mama, we got to go home. We got to go home. I have to go to bed at 12:30. And I'm like, 12:30, that's late. He goes, it's better than 2. So I was like, so he's disciplining himself. And because Mr. Fry and me or I, let me see. Okay. Mr. Fry and I would totally be disciplined. We were so disciplined, not so much with my eating all the time, but for the majority of everything in our lives, we were so disciplined. And I always am a firm believer that even if you're not getting your children to do something or much at all, you and your husband or yourself, whoever is taking care of the kids, you just be disciplined. You see, if you are disciplined, the children are watching that. The children have watched. Mr. Fry was such a hardworking person. He'd go to work, he'd come home, he'd still work, always working. And me, I'm always out there, and I'm always, in the yard, and I'm always functioning, hardcore working, and you keep the house pretty much organized. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but and they're always viewing this, so that way it's like a teaching mechanism. It's quiet. It's not forcing them to do anything like I would be doing in that moment. So my friend from Alabama, who is Richie, hi Richie, encouraged me to have the kids start helping out, right? So they've been taking out the trash, which was Mr. Fry's job, and now they do it. I don't even do it anymore. And outside, I had Seth help me with the leaf blower that my friend Christine gave to me. Thank you, Christine. Yep. And he didn't do the whole yard, but he did minutes of it, So a little here, a little there. And so that's what's happening with unschooling and disciplining, and how God has taken us to a new level now. And it is exciting. It's exciting because I don't fear it. Every morning that I do have anxiety or any moment, I ask God to breathe into my fear. Does that make sense? I'm always looking. Yeah, to come into I'm looking at my ceiling at the moment. It doesn't look very good. It doesn't look good at all, actually. What is all that? Why is it looking like that? I don't know. Was this here all the time? I'm just kind of noticing stuff that I don't like to see. This is what I'm saying to you. That's the message I got for you today, okay? And to just go with the stirring in your heart, right? Don't be, as you're afraid. Okay, so I ask God to please breathe into my anxiety. I consecrate this day to you, oh God. I'll even do that for the night, So keep inviting God into your situation, wherever it is that you are afraid, you're lonely, you're depressed. Breathe. Come into the situation, Lord. Help me to be excited about my life. Because I am not. After Mr. Fry went away, I am not the same person. In one way, I am a much better person, for real. And then I'm waiting for the excitement of life again. That's what I want. And I feel like a part of me, it's so sad to say, but I feel like, and that you've heard people say this before, and it sounds stupid, but it is true. It's almost like if you sit in your sorrow, you feel like he's there with you and you're close to him. But if you move on and you are trying to be successful and joyful of your life, and every day that goes by that you're leaving him behind and he gets further away, does that make sense? That's right. So, but in the meantime, you get the dramatic music in the background. So that's what it's like. It's like the more time that goes by, you feel like you're leaving him. And which in one sense we are, but in another sense we're not, because I'm a firm believer in that heaven exists, and every step we take, literally, like every step your body is taking, every heartbeat that goes on, we are closer. Every day that goes by, we are closer to seeing him. Really, that's the direction we're going, even if it is another 40 years or so. But it doesn't matter, because it's coming. It's coming for us, So know that your feelings, your emotions, I feel stupid, feeling this way in front of you, but it is what it is. If you're going through this yourself, know that all these experiences are normal. I'm watching these people outside. as I poke my eye out. All right, so I just want to let you guys know that. Okay? God bless you all. I'll be back. I'm spying actually at the moment. Okay.